Hey friends, it's Ruben with Hi-Fi MIDI. The demo you just heard was of Impact Soundworks Shreddage 3 Hydra, a humongous and highly detailed sample library of an Ibanez iron label RGIF 8 8-string guitar. This guitar is famous for its massive 6-octave range as well as its distinct tone, clarity, and low noise floor. It's most commonly used in rock and metal. Impact Soundworks has created some detailed walkthroughs on their YouTube page, so I'm not going to cover everything here. I'm just here to give my perspective on it as a user, MIDI programmer, and keyboardist. So let's begin. So the installation of Hydra was fairly easy. Once you buy it, you then download the Pulse Downloader app on the My Orders page, input your serial number, and then begin downloading and installing it. The download size is about 14 gigabytes, and you need at least 6 gigabytes of memory. It works on both Windows and Mac and all major DAWs since it uses Contact Player and Contact 5.7 or higher. Before I bore you with any more information, this is what Hydra sounds like completely naked. No effects, no amps, just pure DI. This is sustain, the most common type of articulation. As you can hear, the lowest note is an E1. Their sustain sample has 3 techniques built in: palm mute on the lower velocities, sustain in the middle velocities, and rake at the top. 3 techniques commonly used in metal. Hydra comes with many other articulations: staccato, power chord sustain, power chord staccato, choke, tapping, harmonics, pinch harmonics, tremolo, and effects. This one always makes me smile. These articulations can be found between keys C-1 and A-1, which means that if you want to key switch this with a MIDI keyboard, even an 88-key MIDI keyboard like mine will require you to shift down an octave. But if you're programming it in your MIDI editor window, it won't make a difference. Of course, it wouldn't be fair to show you how it sounds without an amp, cab, and effects, so I'll quickly cover some of my favorite snapshots, which is what Native Instruments calls their presets. These presets make use of Contact's built-in effects, which sound amazing. I'll go through a few to give you an idea of the stylistic range of this instrument. Hydra ambient rhythm. Absolutely beautiful. Lots of cool sounds. This one is called Hydra Cosmic Solo Lead. And because it's a solo lead, I'm going to go into performance and turn on mono lead mode, which makes it monophonic. But it also makes the notes play together really nicely and really smoothly. As you can hear, I'm playing that rake sound, which is whenever you're going to go to a high string, you rake the pick across all the strings, making this really quick percussive sound, and then you hit that note. It feels really smooth. All right, the next one is called Hydra Dreamy Clean. Really nice for such a monstrous looking guitar. Next one is called Hydra Entombed. So this one is great for rhythms. I like the power chord articulation, so it automatically plays the power chord for you even if you're pressing one key. One cool feature about this is the multi-tracking, which basically multiplies the sound of the guitar. It uses different samples, so I'm not sure if it retunes the samples or something, but it uses different samples, which cancels out the phasing, so it gives you a wider stereo image. This is the repeat button right here. I say button, the repeat key. What an awesome sound. And then the next one is Hydra Infinite Lead. I love those pinch harmonics. I use that in the demo. So I think this would be a good time to start talking about Hydra's built-in effects. These can be accessed in the console menu at the bottom of Hydra's window. This plugin gives you two channels, a neck pickup and a bridge pickup. These can be turned on and off as well as combined for different tones. Above each channel fader is a column of effect slots in which you can input a custom signal chain, which includes EQ, compression, chorus, flanger, distortion, amp, cab, delay, and reverb, to name a few. I found it to be pretty straightforward. I just wish the amps were a little bit more clear. It doesn't provide any obvious visual indicating it's an amp. Of course, these settings can be saved as presets. They can also be randomized by clicking this little die in the corner. I thought that was pretty nifty. As you heard earlier, you can create some killer leads in its normal playing mode. However, Hydra can also create realistic strumming. In the strumming menu, you can either set it to strum when playing multiple notes, or you can enable strumming mode, which disables playing individual notes and converts the blue area into a chord detection area. The purple keys then serve as your down and up strum. The yellow keys change the type of strum to either muted or choked. I'll show you in a bit how that works. And the light blue keys are your individual strings. Okay, I want to quickly show you how easy it is to create a rhythm using Hydra. The first thing I want to do is enable strumming mode. Right now it's enabled, but I'm going to disable it and show you how to do it in the MIDI editor. So the key switch for enabling strumming mode is G5. So I'm going to create an empty MIDI region in my track, open up the MIDI editor, go to G5, which is this, and then I don't need a long note, I just need a short note right there, and it should be enabled. Now to disable it, I just simply insert another one on G5, and every time I add another one, it alternates between disabling it and enabling it. But in this case, I just want it once to enable. Now, as you can see, when I played it, it enabled it. Next thing I want to do is choose my chord. So in this case, it's going to be a power chord, which is a root, fifth, and the root again. When I play this, nothing happens. And the reason for that is because right now it's just detecting the chord. In order to hear anything, I have to actually strum. And that's where I go to down strum, which is G sharp 5. So I want those notes to be longer. I'm going to turn on the metronome so you can hear how fast this is. Let me get rid of this window. I'm just creating something very, very basic. Now that sounds very boring, so I'm going to change the chord. I'm going to keep this configuration. This power chords are very transferable. They're very transposable, I should say. Da 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 ba da ba da da. So I'm starting on E right here. I'm going to go to A. And then to G. And let's loop that. Okay, now I want to add little chugs in between. Let's see how we can do that. Okay, so in order to turn these notes into chugs, I have to click on the chug. I'm calling it a chug. It's not a chug. It's a choke. And then it's right here. I don't really like the sound of that. Let's hear palm mute. Now we can do the opposite and turn those into regular sustained notes and the rest of them into chugs. So it's that easy. I mean, this is a very simple pattern. I didn't spend much time on it, but I just want to give you an idea of what this program can do. Finally, the TACT menu, which stands for Total Articulation Control Technology, is a powerful feature within Impact Soundworks' Shreddage 3 line of products. This feature allows you to control how each playing technique behaves in sounds. For example, here we can see that sustain is set to key switch C-1 and is latched. You can change the key switch, and you can also tell the program to trigger the sustain samples at specific velocities. Here it's set to any velocity between 55 and 116. The mute samples are set to 1 through 54, and as mentioned earlier, rake is set to 117 to 127. These parameters are all adjustable. You can also change how an articulation is triggered, its volume, its tightness. You can also adjust the velocity and the envelope for each articulation. The keyword here is control. There is tons and tons of control in this plugin. It might seem a little overwhelming, but it actually doesn't take much for this instrument to behave like a real one. I feel as though I've barely scratched the surface with this product. They go into microscopic detail when it comes to parameters, things I've never even thought of, like slide volume realism, shred window, and random resonance, all subtle things that add to this instrument's overall realism. I've been sitting on this plugin for a while trying to figure out how to condense it into a relatively short video. It was really hard to do. This is a great product. I think it's easy enough for a beginner to create some great riffs, but it's nuanced enough for an expert to get just the sound they want. Well, friends, thank you for watching this demo and review. If you're new to my channel and you like this video, please subscribe, hit that notification bell and like button, leave a comment below, and share it with the world. Oh, and if you would like the MIDI and audio files from the demo at the beginning, please visit hifimidi.com, create a free account, head into the free user area where you'll find my videos, click on this video, then click the download button. Take care, and I'll see you next time.